Yo, 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 and a bottle of rum. What's up, people? I carried that note extra long because we ain't talked in about a good week. What's up, everybody? It's your boy, MM2K of PNTS Network and CloudDosage, back again with another SLS featuring MM2K. This is going to be a fun one, as always, because we get to chat with you. And I'm getting better at shutting my damn mouth so we can hear y'all talk. You know what I mean? Let's see here. Let's play some beats here. We're gonna go with the let's start off with the you know what? No, I'm gonna do up tempo. Yeah, let's do the up tempo hip hop beats. That's what they call these, the hip hop beats. What's up, everybody? Good to see y'all. Glad to see y'all. We're gonna talk some cloud gaming. Just some preliminary things we got to get out of the way first, but I see you, Jeremy Moan, in the chat. Good to see you, my good brother, as always. Longtime supporter of the platform. I'm going to repeat this a couple of times throughout today's show, which we won't be very, very long today. I got some gaming to do. But I want to be abundantly clear that people like Jeremy Moan, Sean L., Suna, and others, I see Rudigs did the same thing. They're members of this platform. Simpro Joe, those fine individuals are going to be entered into our raffle. And we're giving away $50 of gift credit to anybody that wins that raffle to your platform of choice, whether it be Xbox, oh, here we go. Yeah, you got to go. You got to go. Hide this user from the channel. There you go. You gone, baby. Yeah, but whether you be, you know what I'm saying, whether it be Xbox, an xCloud, PlayStation, and PlayStation Plus Essential, Steam, so you can play it on GFN Boosteroid, whatever the case may be, wherever we can, even Luna. Well, you know, if there's no gift cards for Luna, you know, we'll send you the USD cash equivalent. All you have to do to be eligible, let me turn my mic up. I got my mic down too low. All you have to do to be eligible is you have to be a member. You can be a member at any level. We have 3 levels. They're as cheap as $1.99. So being a member at $1.99 not only enters you into the raffle, but gets you access to the wonderful content that we have behind the scenes. We got some of the most behind the scenes content out here in the cloud, as far as people covering the cloud. We got podcasts dedicated, weekly podcasts dedicated. You get first dibs now on SSC podcast if you're a member. And now we're going to throw in another podcast into that. We are officially adding to our podcast mix the Cloud Gaming Diagnosis, CGD podcast. That's why you haven't seen it. We were getting some final bells and whistles together to get that show ready. But that's going to be a exclusive for members. And that's where we're going to be comparing the different cloud platforms so you can see, you know what I'm saying, what you're getting. And everybody's getting their Stadia refunds now. So because people are getting their Stadia refunds, it might behoove you to become a member, see that podcast, and say, oh, okay, well, I used to play Division 2 a lot, for instance, on Stadia. It looks comparable or better in some ways on GFN. You know what I'm saying? Like, we go all out to give you a comprehensive review of how games play on the platform. Now, the first one compare that we did was a great compare we did was of Outriders. We compared Outriders to GFN at 1080p and we compared it to xCloud. You know what I'm saying? So there's going to be more comparisons, and this week is going to be a comparison between a game on Stadia and a game on GFN. So we're still trying out Stadia. As long as we have access to the platform, we're still going to compare Stadia games so you can look at them and say, oh, okay, well, you know, I like playing such and such game. Oh, it runs that well on that platform. Great. And you can use your Stadia stimulus to help you over there. You know what I mean? So definitely, you know, there's many perks to becoming a member, but the big perk right now is get entered into our raffle, where if you're entered into our raffle, you get to opine on possibly $50 of gift card credit to your platform of choice. Xbox. Oh, there we go. We got Vet Cloud in the house, my good brother. Good to see you, Vet. Hey, Vet, hold on. Vet, you should be a... What? Okay. All right, we fixed that. Vet, drop a link to your channel. Drop a link to your channel, please. And can you drop a, if you don't mind doing? I know you may be watching who comes in and comes out, which I don't mind. Hey, I'm doing the same thing. But if you're okay, drop a link to your Facebook channel. I love the Facebook channel, Discord, whatever you want to drop a link to, drop it here. That's my good brother Vet. I told you guys last week, me and Vet, we've been chatting. A lot of things on our minds, man, right? Stadia refund. Hopefully Google gets that right. Like I told y'all last week, they got to be smarter than this. Now, I see a lot of people getting their refunds, and it's a smooth transition. And okay, fine. Cool. Google's a multi-billion-dollar company who is lobbying a financial firm, or a financial firm, kind of call them that, to help levy these payments. So they're not doing this on their own. They have a very well capable group, intermediary to do this. I don't want to go through everything that I went through last week. You got to check out SLS featuring MM2K from last week. I know from the outside looking in, people might be biting their nails like, oh my gosh, this is super extravagant and super cumbersome. Oh my goodness. No. And I get refund. I get there's a lot of refunds going out, but currency is currency. I've seen more currency, emergency currency, go out to many more people at a faster rate than this. Once in one situation, we had 24 hours to send out 4 million payments. And these weren't scheduled payments on our cycle. And I, in particular, had to stay overnight with a crew of people because there were some payments that we couldn't send electronically. And we had to overnight 5,000 payments. So before you guys get all creepy knuckle, excuse the pun. Oh my goodness, Google's they're doing something super fantastic. Nah. They're doing what they said that they promised. They're doing it to a certain degree. That's fine. But the parts that aren't right, we need them to fix it. So that's that. But shout out to my brother Vet. Vet, again, drop a link to all your stuff, man, so people can have access. Cloud gamers, you're doing a hell of a job giving people access to stuff. I love to see it, man. Do us a favor, tweet this out as usual. Let people know that we're live. A lot of people have said to me this week, and shout out to my brother Sean L, full-time supporter. I think he caught the brunt end. Jeremy Moan says, oh, hold on, this is funny. This is funny. Hold on. Let me bring up the oh, did I not? bring up the chat yet? Hold on 1 second. Oh man, I did not mean to do that. Social. Golly, I didn't do that. Okay. It's always something, MM. Didn't get you guys' chat ready. All right, add source. There we go. Connect. All right, there we go. All right, we got you all here. Jeremy Moan said, where's Jeremy Moan's comment? He said, refund my nuts. No. Hey, we got Wrong Yeezy in the house. What's going on, Wrong Yeezy? Good to see you, my friend. Thank you very much. Mike Escola says Ubisoft Stadia subscriptions actually be refunded for every month. That is awesome. Mike, that is awesome. I noticed that and it didn't happen for me. I don't know why it didn't happen for me. I think because I signed up before Stadia was even involved. Like I didn't sign up through Stadia. So because I didn't sign up through Stadia, I didn't get my months refunded. That would have been hella nice. My biggest gripe right now is, again, the overwhelming amount of money that I have in Google Play credit. No, I don't buy stuff. I don't buy apps, and I'm not going to buy apps and just make do with it. My arguments from last week still stand. I get that there's this knee-jerk reaction to not pile on to the Stadia people, which I wholeheartedly agree with. This is not of their, if they controlled the gears, this would not be happening. So I'm with you there. This is the brass of Google who decided to do this. Nobody else has done this yet. Like we've heard Tencent is laying off people. We heard Luna is laying off people. We heard Xbox taking a step back as far as the importance to as cloud gaming and even Game Pass in its portfolio. But nobody's completely given up on them retailing this. And people are comparing this to when other platforms have died, and no, that's a false comparison. It's a bad comparison, because when other platforms die, you can still play them. Like I can still play my Genesis. I can still play my Super Nintendo. Hell, there's even a market. Shout out to SPG, even has a retro show based upon these retro consoles that are no longer active. Google is opting to shut down the servers. So that means that even if they no longer did anything, but left the servers open, that's one thing. But they are opting to shut down the servers and cut off your access to these games that you purchased. Oh, they had to do refunds. Look, as someone who's worked for one of the largest, the largest one in our sector for over 25 years, I'm not inclined. It's not as difficult as some of you think it may be to do some of these things that they're doing. So yeah, they had to do this. And if you're going to do it right. Make sure people get their money. And two, this whole Google Play thing, credit has to be resolved. So what we're going to do is it's going to sit. We're going to give them time. Like I said, I gave the timeline and how I itemized everything, and we're just going to have some conversations. And hopefully those conversations go the right way. So, all right, enough on that. Let's talk about the news that is happening so far this week. So let's talk about the 500-pound elephant in the room. Well, before we go there, it's important that I do this. First, let me go through the chat. Let's go through the chat. Ron Slusher said, Luna stimulus coming soon. I don't know. I mean, with Stadia shutting down, I think that sent a blow. That's stuff like this has, like, you guys will find out. Keep listening to your boy. You'll find out that these Fortune 500 companies mimic each other. And when Google pulled out, even though this is symptomatic of kind of what Google has done, a lot of us thought that they were turning a new leaf because this was a new sector that would really help propel their business. And everybody else seemed fortified and seemed like they're staying in it. Like even now with the financial turn, you know, everyone's making cuts, as you know, that's reasonable, but they're sticking with it. Even Tencent is making cuts and they're sticking with it. Cuts specifically in the cloud division, and they're sticking with it. But we thought that Google understood that if Xbox, Amazon, Facebook, and others that are in the same tier propel via cloud gaming, like that would put them in a very peculiar situation. So they would stick it out. I think a lot of people thought that in the industry. A lot of analysts thought that too. And when Google actually pulled out, they were shocked. Even a lot of the naysayers were shocked because they had nothing to complain about anymore. They had nothing to hate on anymore, for one. And they thought they would, you know, they'd be able to keep hating on this thing and driving their content or whatever from hating on it. But not even the haters thought that this was going to happen. They just like to put out the sum of all fears. So this is good. That could potentially send shockwaves. And I don't think that Amazon Luna is going to shut down, because Tencent, we got to read the news and don't just jump on the salacious stuff that some of these people out here on Twitter put out there. Like, let me see if I can find it. Tencent cutting jobs in cloud gaming. I was just reading this earlier. I do a lot of research before we even. Let me see. Yeah, this was 2 days ago as well. But again, because Stadia is dead or dying. Here. Let me show you something. Look at that. China's Tencent starts new round of layoffs. And let's see where we can find cloud at. It says, okay, Chinese giant Tencent Holdings has begun a new round of job cuts targeted as its video streaming, gaming, and cloud business, for sources. And somewhere else specifically said it's cloud gaming. So it's cloud gaming services are being laid off too. So it's not just Amazon. Everybody's making, everybody's addressing the cloud in their own way. I think GeForce Now is a little different, because GeForce Now always has a strategy, which works for them, that they're not looking to get out of hardware. So all these other places are investing so much because they're looking to get out of hardware. GeForce Now has always said, and they said more recently this year, that cloud is only secondary and will always be secondary to their hardware business. It just gives them an opportunity to reach more people. But hardware, like they're killing it with hardware. So they're not getting out of their business. They're in a different situation where they actually make the hardware or sell the hardware and They're selling it to other companies, but the other companies that they're selling it to, they want to get out of the hardware business. So when they start getting out of the hardware business, then yeah, maybe not NVIDIA, but you'll see AMD take hits because AMD APUs are the predominant chips for these consoles right now. So I think that's why you see NVIDIA like, well, we're not sending out a whole bunch of chips for consoles. So yeah, cloud gaming is, makes sense for us. Where it wouldn't make sense for AMD. Notice how you haven't seen AMD do anything like this. It doesn't make sense for AMD to do this because anything that draws from the hardware that they want to sell those chips in is not good business for them. So NVIDIA's in a different spot. I think they're in a more solid spot. And really that's why you kind of see them doing more as far as getting games and just the quality of the output that you see out of Xbox right now. When it comes to the cloud, that is. They're in a different spot, and the spot that they're in right now is the most sustainable, I feel, during this downturn. Now, once this downturn is over with and things go back to normal, it may not be the same. Xbox may be in a better position again, but I think NVIDIA, because of its unique business approach, is, when it comes to cloud gaming, is set best to weather this storm. Do I think Amazon is going to call it quits? No, I don't think so. But would I be surprised if they did? Not too surprised, because companies mimic each other. And maybe seeing Google get out of this in such a scary time, trust me, excuse my French, the top brass of businesses are scared shitless. Take it from somebody, trust me. The top brass of businesses, this is the scariest time for them next to 9/11. And then before that, the .com boom. What is it, $1 trillion? They're expecting to lose across these business sectors. Yeah, they're scared shitless. They are nervous. So where probably Amazon is like, we're not getting rid of our cloud division. After seeing Google do it, some on the board might say, you know what, maybe Google's onto something. Like maybe Google did the right thing. You know what I'm saying? They might have some people on the board that might say, so it wouldn't surprise me if you saw someone else drop out, but that doesn't mean that they are, for one. And two, you'll see later, doesn't mean that cloud gaming is actually in trouble. It's these businesses that are in trouble financially, and they're knocking out the low-hanging fruit, which unfortunately is cloud gaming. When I mean low-hanging fruit, it's one of the most within their business sectors that they're plugging money into, but ain't paying high dividends. You know what I mean? Like, in some conversations, Google was returning money, but not that much money. Like, for every dollar, I'm just throwing a number out here, just so you guys can understand what I'm saying. For every dollar that was put into Google, maybe they were getting back $1.05 at the most. And what businesses look at, they say, look, we got to maximize our profits now. So why are we putting dollars here if the return rate is only 5 cents on that dollar, where if we put that same dollar over here, we're going to get 25 cents. We're going to get hit hard. So every dollar that we have, we got to maximize. And that's what led into the decision. Again, yeah, I don't think anybody else is going to do it, but I wouldn't be surprised if they would. And before we jump out of the window, we jump out the G-Rise, we say in the streets. before we jump out of the G-Ride on Amazon, understand Tencent's doing the same thing too. And actually Tencent was reported the same day it was reported for Amazon, but nobody talked about Tencent. It was just more sexier to call out Amazon because there's, you know, what they're doing is so close to Google, and here in the West, we want cloud gaming to die so bad. So you don't fall for that. Go do some research. Check out what's going on globally with cloud gaming before you listen to some of these Mensa candidates on Twitter. All right, let's continue on though. Jeremy Moses says, Luna, yo, we got Dusty Rand in the house. He said, he said Black Nut refund coming. Say stop it. Yeah, shout out and check out Vet. Check out all his links. Check him out. Fantastic streams. And yeah, there goes the Cloud Gaming United. Check that out as well. Hey Ron, stop it. Also, the refunds went to the bank account. That's good, man. That's good. I'm glad for you, Mike. I'm glad because a lot of people aren't experiencing that. For those of you that are seeing, like, when I see smooth transitions, man, I'm happy for y'all. I definitely am, because that's what you deserve. I think the true future of cloud gaming is in platforms. There are so many big franchises that are getting movies and shows. Likewise, there are bigger shows, movies, etc., that they are getting games. That being said, it's all the IP in one place. Oh, guys, he's back. Hey, Aminar, you gonna re-up on your member status, and we're giving away $50. Well, that's gonna be the very least that we give away each month. If you become a member, you get put in for a raffle for $50 gift card. That's the least. And then we got to think of like the big prize. Because what we were doing before is you were getting a Stadia controller the first 2 months of the year. And then, I mean, the first 2 months of the quarter. And then that third month of the quarter, we were giving you a plug and play bundle. We got to figure out what we're going to do for that third month. Maybe we'll just make it a cool 100. But I'd rather like give something I can ship to people. Makes me feel like the Santa Claus, the hood Santa Claus. Ho, 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 ho. Yeah, cloud gaming is going on the way of Netflix. I know Google Play points can be converted to credit, but I wish Play credit could be used on the Google Store and pay, as it's the same amount as real money. And I'm a little confused with what you mean by that. Google Play has points that can be converted to credit. Yeah, I'm not sure what you mean by that. What I know is that there's Google Play credit. Google Play credit and Google Pay credit are two totally different things. And that's the problem with Google, is that they have too many different versions of currency. Like when you look at Microsoft, okay, they got Xbox points or Microsoft points. Or I think everything's Microsoft points now. Everybody just has points that are used universally within their stores, not Google. So now you have people that converted their stuff to the least attractive form of currency within Google, because by them doing that, that helped them get access to games cheaper. There is nothing else that is desirable of these people except for the thing that you killed. So at the very least, even if you don't want to give people money, convert it over to Google Play so people can buy phones or Chromebooks. I mean, at the very least. But again, we'll give them some time to figure it out. I don't think that Google wants to be known as being responsible for killing cloud gaming. And I'm sorry, it doesn't matter what we fans of cloud gaming think. Cloud gaming doesn't survive if it doesn't continue to grow, as we're going to talk about this. They grow with bringing in people from the mainstream. More and more mainstream people are turning a new leaf and looking at cloud gaming. You're about to see, despite all this financial problems that's happening now. It's not that cloud gaming isn't responsible for the financial problems, just it's the low-hanging fruit right now. But the biggest obstacle between cloud gaming right now should be more well adopted. When I say should be more well adopted, I'm saying like logically. Like there should be more people using cloud gaming. But there's a psychological barrier. What if this thing shuts down? How am I still going to access my games? That is the number one fear for people that criticize cloud gaming. And I'm not saying hating, I'm talking about criticize. Those that, if their fears were set aside, I think they will give it a try, but they're afraid to invest because they don't want their money to go to oblivion. Like even when you buy a game on a platform that dies, you trade it in. When you have digital purchases, you know, when the 360 died, you're still playing your 360 games elsewhere. Right? Don't tell me 3 years out, I gotta buy Pizzle Popper. That is when if that remains the way that it is, and Kotaku or The Verge gets a hold of that, like people's Google Play credit can't be converted. That's it. It's over. They're already trying to say that Luna's dying because of what Google's did. Imagine when that happens. I'm trying to forewarn. Like I said, I'm not idolizing the tornado. I just realize what the tornado can do if you're not careful. That's all. I got $3,000 back and all back to my bank account. That's awesome. That's awesome. I'm glad, Jeremy. I got more from Stadia Stimmy than I got from the government. Like trying to figure out what to use all that Google Play credit on. You can't cash out. Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, so don't fall for the okie doke, y'all. It's not like it's again, Tencent. It's kind of in a situation and they're going to figure it out too. As far as we know, everybody else is committed. Google's the only one that stepped out. All right. So as it relates to Luna, let's see here. No, here it goes. Amazon starts cutting jobs with layoffs hitting Alexa unit and cloud gaming division. It says Amazon has begun laying off employees in its corporate and tech workforce. CEO Andy Jassy has moved aggressively to cut costs across Amazon, and the company previously said it would freeze hiring in its corporate workforce. On Tuesday, Amazon began laying off employees in its corporate tech workforce. The company notified workers in several divisions, including Alexa and Luna Cloud Gaming Unit, that they were being let go, according to LinkedIn posts from Amazon employees who said they have been impacted. Amazon is aiming to eliminate 10,000 jobs, mostly in retail devices and human resources. So listen to this part right here. And this is why you guys got to read between the lines and not just react and jump out of the G-Ride. Amazon is aiming to eliminate 10,000 jobs, mostly in retail, devices, and human resources. But what is this? What did the headline say? Amazon starts cutting jobs with layoffs hitting Alexa unit and cloud gaming division. So it would make it seem like that the majority of these cuts are coming via cloud gaming, but that's not the case. And when there's layoffs across the board like that, when you're laying off 10,000 people, there's gonna be like 5 people here. Like a company like Amazon probably has like 30,000 employees. Let me see. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. How many employees does Amazon have? Oh, shit. Excuse my French. Man, please. Amazon has 330,000 employees. Come on, y'all. Look, come on, y'all. Just come talk to your boy whenever you guys get antsy about this news. Amazon has 330,000 employees. They're laying off 10,000. There's gonna be 5 here, 10 here, maybe 100 there, or whatever. But when we go back to the story, what does the story say? That most of the people being laid off are in the retail devices and human resources. So, I mean, there could be like maybe 5 or 10 people in the cloud gaming division. Like these headlines are just salacious because Google shut down and they're here to scare you. But I'm gonna switch it up a little bit. Don't be scared because it is. The cloud gaming market grow by USD 5.7 billion. Driven by cost savings and quick onboarding. This is coming from today. This is the cloud gaming market by platform type and geography forecast and analysis for 2022 to 2026 report has been added to Technovia's offering. The report expects the market size to grow by USD 5.73 billion between 2021 and 2026. However, the growth momentum will decelerate at a CAGR of 31.3 during the forecast period. Okay, so the growth is going to slow down a little bit because the growth was at like 50%. They feel like now it's going to slow down to 31.13%, but it's still growing at a significant CAGR. Says the report provides a comprehensive analysis. Let's see if we can get access to this report, or they want us to pay like $1,200. Oh no, there goes the report right here. Let's break down this report. Let's break down this report, baby. See if we can get this thing bigger. It says the cloud gaming market share is going to increase by 5.73 billion. It says this market research provides valuable insights on the post-COVID-19 impact on the market. And it says the cloud gaming reports also offers information on several market vendors, including advanced micro devices, Alibaba Group, Alphabet, Amazon. Thank you, Sean L, for the super chat, my good brother. He says, hey, yo, thank you, my good brother. Do you have a comment, Sean? You keep getting, Sean been supporting the brother, but you ain't dropping no comment. Let me know what you're thinking. ER Gaming in the house. Good to see you, my friend. As always. Aminar's hating behind. He says, when a cloud service dies and you lose all your games, cloud gaming is unreliable. That's the argument that's going to be made. But even it has Google, Amazon, Black Nut, they have everybody in here. It says the CAGR is going to be decelerate. It's going to decelerate in some momentum. This is but estimation of growth of year-over-year growth rate of 2022. Nah, see, look at that. They try to rob me. We get to see but we know the market share in 2021 was like less than 1%. 46% of growth will originate from North America. That's not going to make my friends over the pond happy. But this is why a lot of Google's initiatives were in North America. That's why a lot of Amazon, that's why Amazon is stuck in the US. When you look at Amazon's numbers, as far as the saturation of their Fire TVs, they're pretty similar to this. Like they're like 40, 50 percentile in North America alone, and everywhere else they're kind of like single digits. It says the market is fragmented. Oh, no, come on, stop. The market is fragmented with several players occupying the market share. It says the cost savings and quick onboarding is one of the key drivers supporting the market growth. Cloud gaming, listen to this. Everybody's trying to tell you that cloud gaming is dead, but cloud gaming does not require physical copies of games, which is a major factor that drives the growth of market. The cloud constantly updates and provides a backup of the game that are stored in the cloud platform. This decreases the overall cost of gaming substantially. It also eliminates the need for regular hardware updates to play the latest game. It also allows users to play the same games on different platforms, including PC, laptops, tablets, and smartphones, since the adoption of cloud gaming reduces the cost of gaming. Cloud gaming services have a lesser waiting time during loading or updating than traditional gaming. Hence, onboarding is quick. All these factors will drive the market growth during the forecast period. So, says who are the major cloud gaming market vendors? There's all of them right here. And even before they, well, this was published April 2022. So this is several months ago. But here goes an interesting thing too. Google's doing horrible. Everybody's doing so much better than Google. Google again is up here. People made it seem like that Stadia was doing so horrible amongst its peers, and it's not. Every analyst report that you go to had that it was performing with its peers. Just that Stadia, Google's commitment to a product that wasn't bringing them X amount of return, opposed to everyone else, they didn't have the appetite for it. Blew this financial forecast and some other things that we'll see come to fruition down the road. But yeah, cloud gaming is still growing. So it's just a matter of as far as consumer usage is growing, we just need these companies to understand it's a slow grind, even though it's a slow grind of something that is growing rapidly, but it's, you know, it's growing rapidly from a smaller starting position. But it's going to be heavily beneficial. That's why I think everyone else is likely to stay in. I wouldn't be surprised if someone caught a case of the Googles and backed out too, but I don't think you're just going to see this large exodus, even with this forecast. All right. So those are my thoughts on it. Again, everybody saw what Google did and they thought that everybody's backing out all of a sudden. Shout out to my brother Porter Rock. I love him to death, but he's wrong too. I'll be posting on Twitter soon. He's wrong too. All right, let's go to some more news. Oh, this was something else in here. Subscription-based gaming market worth $24 billion by 2030. And it says a large part of that is due to cloud gaming. Let me This was just more proof that it says in the device type segment, PC dominate the market with a share of over 55% in 2021. This is attributed to the increasing demand for cloud gaming and game content. This is, for instance, data published by 2021 by Empiric Analysis, an entertainment industry specific research firm. The market for PC subscriptions for cloud gaming and game content, again in North America and Europe, was valued at $3.7 billion, which grew by 57% compared to 2020. It says the smartphone segment is expected to register the highest CAGR of 16.8 over the forecast period, owing to increasing consumer spending. So again, you look at the rate of growth of mobile, which is now at a higher percentage point, but its rate of growth is only 16.8%. 2021, we were at 57%. 2022, we're down to 33%, but that's still a rate of growth higher than even mobile gaming. So if we can at least maintain that, which analysts are making the forecast that we're going to maintain that through 2026. So that's very promising. All right. So I wanted to show everybody that. All right, let's see. We got some more comments in here. Jeremy says, cloud gaming is still in its infancy. Claiming it's dead already seems nearsighted at best. Yeah, a lot of people wanted to go just to prove a point. And I don't get it. But a lot of people wanted to go just to prove a point. And I don't understand it. If Google is ever going to try this again, oh, Dusty, I don't think, I'll read you. He said, if you ever try this again, they need to treat it as its own company using Google servers. The execs should keep the grubby that Google's never going to do that. Google is just, they're a different breed. And two, even if they had the best intentions, Google can't get back in this space. Like I was having an in-depth conversation with somebody about even 5 years from now, Google can't come back and call it, Google Mustafa and try to give it a new name and try to come back in here. They can't. They're done. They're done here. Like, and especially, I mean, it's bad enough that they closed down and they had to give people the refund. But can you imagine if they take the lowest common denominator road and people still have thousands of dollars in Google Play, I mean, hundreds of thousands, if not more, in Google Play credit that they're not going to use, that's just going to expire? They can't, even if they don't do that, they can't come back. They can't come back. Like if everybody else stays too, like if Amazon were to get out, then maybe. Like if Amazon, it probably wouldn't be so bad. Like, here's what would have to happen for Google. Google would have to make this refund process whole, like do the right thing, particularly with this play credit thing. Then somebody else major would have to bow out too. So it doesn't just look like a Google graveyard thing. And they would have to bow out now, like during this $1 trillion tech recession. They'd have to do it now. If they bow out, if somebody else bows out now during this tech, and there's somebody major, and Google makes this refund process whole, maybe in a little bit over 5 years, they can come back. And they can just say, it was just too early. But they're still going to have a hard time. Anybody would still have a hard time because they'll be like, well, what if another bad financial situation happens? What is your guarantee? That's why a lot of people are sticking it in. They don't want to be those ones because that's just so detrimental to cloud gaming. Shout out to my brother Sean L with another $10 super chat. He says, people want it to go away unless it's Microsoft or Sony, then it's a great idea. That is true. That is true because of that fanboy base that they have. Absolutely. Thus, another company outside of Google is managing the risk that Google couldn't stand. Yeah. Yep. No, that's true. That's true. But yeah, brother, they would have to. They would have to do something else. Oh, that was the second part. Okay. Honestly, I think an outside company may try to copy Stadia and partner with Immersive Stream for games. That's run by an outside company using Google Cloud as the vendor for their infrastructure. Okay, so now I see what you're saying. Okay, it's different than what I thought. Okay, so Jeremy, here's from what I heard. Here's what I understand that's happening. That's why I use the comic book analogy last, at the end of around the time that they closed down. Like, say there's a comic book that is going to be a rare comic book. They're going to put out 100 copies, and say you buy 50 of that 100, and you're like, I want to buy it. I want to keep some for myself. And then I'm going to give some away. I'm going to sell some to people, and some I'm just going to give away. Because this is going to be a huge comic book. And I expect in like a week or two, this comic book that I paid $1.34 for is going to balloon to like 6,000 a pop in 2 weeks. And let's just say for whatever reason, it doesn't. Let's just say it only balloons to $50 those first 2 weeks. And you're like, oh my gosh. Well, and everybody else that may have made that investment is saying, well, you know what? Maybe it's not growing as fast as we thought it was going to grow, but it's growing like fast. It's going to get there. We'll hold it out. But you, on the other hand, you got a party coming up. You need some cash, right? You're just antsy. I walk up to you, Jeremy, and I say, you know what? Me, my buddy Dusty Aran, and my brother Shawnell, we would like to buy a copy off of you, and we'll give you $500 right now. We'll give you $500 for 3 copies, $500 each for each one of those 3 copies. So you hear that and you're like, oh, okay, great. Like, damn, I just wish that everybody else, you sure that's all you want is 3? And I say, yeah. And by the way, the only way I'm going to buy those 3 copies off of you is if you burn the other 47. And you're like, what? Why? And I say to you, Jeremy, because they want to have the advantage of this comic book. Want me, my buddy Dust, and my buddy Shawnell, and that's it. If you still got 47 other copies out here, it's going to slow down the advantage that I have of this comic book growing and it becoming more fruitful for me. I don't want nobody else having this comic book access to this but me, Dusty, and Shawnell. And I look at you and I say, look, you're going to get $50 a pop, or you can get $1,500 right now. And you give in. You say, okay. Or maybe to be more, I'll tell you, I'm going to give you $1,000 for each one. So you get $3,000 in cash, burn the other 47. I went through that whole long drawn out scenario to say that's essentially, from what I understand, is what happened as far as like Google Tech, Stadia Tech. Like, there is, from my understanding, there is no more immersive stream. There were a handful of companies where deals were made and they're going to have access to this tech and they're going to do stuff with it. And everybody else is locked out of it. And everybody else has been given access, including Google. Like, again, I came to you and I said, I even want you to burn the copies that you intended to keep. I want nobody to have an advantage on this except my buddies over here. That's it. I don't want nobody else eating off this tech except my buddies over here. You can eat off of it too, but you can eat off of it because you're working for us when it comes to this tech. So no, I don't think you're going to see anybody else besides those that they've signed, that they've done deals with, utilize this. Nah. Since I heard they still had immersive stream partners and it was still a part of Google Cloud being sold and used. Nah. If you look from, I mean, I could be wrong, but from very credible sources, we're talking about sources in the realm that helped inform me or helped inform us on this channel about the load change porting tools before Google even announced them. Remember, we talked about this here in May. Google did the presentation in July. And many other things on this channel. So very credible sources, I've been informed that there is no more immersive stream. Yep. They're not saying it publicly. They're being googly about this because there are some very important deals that they really want to come to fruition, and they want to keep this under wraps as much as possible. I have an idea who the companies are. I want to see these deals come through. I understand how this works. I understand the importance of keeping this stuff under wraps, so I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to say who the companies are. Unfortunately, I know. I'm sorry. We have had Jeremy, but you are a member. I will say this. I will give a hint. This is why people should be members. You are a member, and you may have missed these conversations, but there are conversations that were had in our members channel where inadvertently people have blurted out at least one or two of the companies. So you might want to check the archives, brother. But no, they're not saying this publicly because, I mean, it makes sense to me. Even the companies that they're working with, they want this to be quiet because of the strategic advantage that it was going to give these companies. So yeah, there's no more immersive streams. From what I understand, I could be wrong. That source could be off this time around. Because this isn't me putting stuff together. This is me just taking it directly from the well. I don't think immersive stream is existing anymore. And when you look at the statement from Google, when they closed down, see, this is a problem that, and I've done this too, because I originally thought that immersive stream was going to be around until I was given this information. I went back and read the statement, and the statement doesn't explicitly say immersive stream. See, here's the thing with Google. You can't assume. Google are good wordsmiths. They try to say a lot without telling you anything. And they say things in a way to get you to assume the most logical thing when that's not what they're going to do. So they said that the technology is going to be broken up into other parts and people are going to be doing other things with it. So we automatically assume that meant immersive stream. No, with Google, they have to explicitly say it or it's not true. Or now I want to say it's not true. If they don't explicitly say it, don't assume it. Don't assume it until they explicitly say it. So they didn't explicitly say immersive stream. We're going to continue with immersive streaming. No, they didn't say it. They just said it's going to be broken up. Other people are going to be doing other things. That's it. And they're not ready because their partners are not ready to announce these partnerships, because these partnerships, I don't know how far they are. I don't know if they're just in an exploratory phase. That's why I don't want to say anything, because I don't want to be the one that messes it up, because I would love to see Stadia's tech with the companies that I heard of. Because here's the thing. Remember we had Mantis Games on here. I wish I knew what episode that was, but me and Storm had interviewed Mantis Games. And when we interviewed Mantis Games, remember, they said Mantis Games worked on games, their own game for Stadia, and they were porting games for Stadia. Remember when Bring It to Stadia was becoming big and they created the hashtag? And then when you did the bit.ly, the bit.ly takes you to Mantis Games. That all was developed here on this channel. So when we talked to Rob of Mantis, they said that they've seen the Gen 2 technology. They've seen it. It's just that Google had to figure out what was the most logical use case to bring it out retail wise. If you're not getting the big, like their original plan was, all right, we're going to pay for these ports. We're going to get 1 million active users. That's going to be enough to impress developers. We're still going to keep getting big games without having to pay so much for them. The price is going to go down, and eventually 5 years down the road, then we'll be able to compete with Xbox and PlayStation. That was their game plan. And it didn't work out that way. They got nowhere near it until like December, and they were still short. So that domino was like a domino effect. By that domino not falling, the rest didn't fall, and they had to regroup. So by them not being able to capitalize on getting those games, they had to think to themselves, all right, if we're not getting the games and people are not, and then that's why you started seeing in year 2, the effort, the quality of games starting to degrade. Now we were less frequently getting 60 frames per second. That's because Google didn't, the output didn't materialize the way these developers hoped, and they just was like, whatever. You know what I'm saying? They're like, whatever. Y'all was supposed to get 1 million active users. This was supposed to be this, that, and that's why we started getting, I mean, I'm not saying the whole lineup was crappy, but that's why we started seeing more and more crappy ports in year 2. All right. So Google then had to think, well, if developers are putting less and less effort into this, why would we put out this Gen 2 only for nobody to develop to that potential? So they just kept the lid on it. And then they just worked on a way to get the games over easier, so then they could take the lid off, and they just never got to that point. That was Google's problem, because they couldn't get the games, or it was taking them a while. They had to repivot in order to get the games. These companies that, from what I understand, they are working with the Stadia tech. Trust me, these companies don't have that problem. So out of the gate, these companies could say, okay, with Stadia's tech, now we're going to get the infamous Gen 2 8K 120 frames per second. You're going to see the full power, because then it's going to be worth it. Because these companies that have access to the tech, they have huge player bases. And then it'll make sense for developers to go all out and use the 8K 120 now, opposed to a company that just has 1%. Why did my PlayStation 5 turn on? Except for a company that just has 1% of the market share. So hopefully that makes sense. He says, well, Google can't sell the tech. It is literally their Google Cloud, their infrastructure. That's the thing. So people who say they need to sell don't understand that they can't. Well, they can, what they can do is they can house the tech. They can license it out, basically, is what they're doing. So yeah, you're right. They can't sell the tech. Well, I don't know. I mean, it has a hardware infrastructure. It has hardware components. It has software components. They could, logistically, they could sell the tech. Wouldn't be an easy sell. It makes more sense from what I'm hearing that's going to happen is that the tech is going to remain with Google and it's just going to be licensed out to a very small amount of people. It says, I haven't seen anyone. Oh, I already read that one. It says, I trust MM2K, but the wording seemed to indicate otherwise. If they really backed out that far, damn. Yeah. Yeah, let's read the statement. Let's see here. Let me see if I can find it. It's particularly that last paragraph. Google Stadia shutting down statement. Okay. That guy found it. So let's read it real quick. I know, here we go. We're going to hear the infamous, why are we still talking about Stadia? All right, so it says, for many years, and let me make this bigger. For many years, Google has invested across multiple aspects of the gaming industry. We help developers build and distribute gaming apps on Google Play and Google Play Games. Gaming creators are reaching audiences around the world on YouTube through videos, live streaming, and shorts. And our cloud streaming technology delivers immersive gameplay at massive scale. A few years ago, we also launched a consumer gaming service, Stadia. And while Stadia's approach to streaming games for consumers was built on a strong technology foundation, it hasn't gained the traction with users that we expected. So we've made the difficult decision to begin winding down our Stadia streaming service. We're grateful to the dedicated Stadia players that have been with us from the start. We will be refunding all Stadia hardware purchases made through the Google Store and all the game and add-on content purchases made through the Stadia Store. Players will continue to have access to their games library and play through January 18, 2023, so they can complete final play sessions. We expect to have the majority of refunds completed by mid-January 2023. We have more details on this process on our help center. Okay, so here goes the part right here. No thanks. The underlying technology platform that powers Stadia has been proven at scale and transcends gaming. We see clear opportunities to apply this technology across other parts of Google, like YouTube, Google Play, and our augmented reality efforts. So the augmented reality stuff, some API usage with YouTube and Google Play, as well as make it available to our industry partners, which aligns with where we see the future of gaming headed. We remain deeply committed to gaming, and we will continue to invest in new tools, technologies, and platforms that power the success of developers and industry partners, cloud customers, and creators. for the Stadia team, building and supporting Stadia from the ground up has been fueled by the same passion for games that our players have. Many of the Stadia team members will be carrying this work forward into other parts of our company. We're so grateful for the groundbreaking work of team, and we're looking forward to continuing to have an impact across gaming and other industries using the foundational Stadia streaming technology. Now, here's the thing to be careful of. It says we see clear opportunities to apply this technology across our other parts, YouTube, Google Play, and our augmented reality, as well as make it available to our industry partners, which aligns with where we see the future of gaming headed. When you read that, you assume, well, okay, they're going to keep immersive stream. No, immersive stream was a product that was available to anybody that could pay for the license and that could agree to the terms of service. So if me and you, Jeremy, started a gaming company, we wanted to license out immersive stream, we could do that. We would go through the process, and we would, kind of like anybody can license out Unreal Engine 5. That's how they were marketing immersive stream. Immersive stream was the cloud streaming version of Unreal Engine 5. So immersive stream was a product. That product has been canceled. It's kind of like, imagine if Tim Sweeney, aka Tim Swindle, closed down Unreal Engine 5 and only went to like Capcom, Ubisoft, and Square Enix and partnered with them and said, okay, we'll work with you guys to utilize this technology for a hefty price. That's what's happening from what I heard from very credible, not from a source, but from very credible sources. That's what I heard. That the product immersive stream is gone. Now, that information could be wrong. But again, the sources that I'm getting this information, that I've got this information from, they haven't been wrong before. As far as, next steps and stuff like that. That's why I said that they are the ones that, the only thing that you can say that these sources, which nobody at that level knows if they're going to get laid off because it's going to be so controversial, is they didn't predict that Stadia was going to get closed down. But again, an association to that, because of these handful of partners want access to this technology, and it was happening during a period where Google was forecasting this turmoil financially, Google just jumped on it. They were like, damn, they felt lucky. Where the rest of us feel slighted, they felt lucky. We'll see. We'll see how this comes to fruition. But that, from what I understand from very credible sources, that's what's happening. So, if this is your Discord, I don't think I'm on that yet. No, not the Discord, the members channel. Like, you're a member. You're a member. So when the content that's on CloudDosage News, just check out CloudDosage News and the various podcasts that we've had, like the after show. I can't remember. I think really there were two parts. One was really, I'll give you a hint. Our last SSC podcast after show. The last after show that we had. And there was, oh man. And then there was the revamped version of SSC where we kind of do it like weekly update, where there's like members, there's a members portion where we talk about things, and then we release the live portion, but the live portion that we release to the public doesn't include the member conversations. That's where you're gonna hear at least two of the companies. Elon plus Google Starlink Games Cloud coming. Rude is in the house. Good to see you, my good friend. Maybe I assumed. I did too, Jeremy. Don't feel bad, brother. I did too. If I wasn't told what I was told, that's what I would have thought too. So you're not crazy for thinking what you thought. That's what I thought too. I looked at that and I said, oh, there's no way, unless you were told this information, you would have known. Yep. That's the same thing I figured too. Because that would make sense to us, but there's something, but the humbling experience is, even for me, everything on the surface doesn't tell everything that happens behind the scenes. There are so many things that happen behind the scenes that, again, to summarize it, they were offered opportunities from individuals like, look, me and my homies, okay, you can give us access, but you need to shut off access to everybody else, including yourself. How are we going to take you seriously if you competing with us too? Like, even in yourself, shut it off. And Google looked at it and was like, saw this impending forecast of, because this forecast of bad finances was forecasted for a long time. They've been talking about this all year. And if you remember, that person that wrote that letter to Killed by Google, I mean, that letter was essentially right as far as Google shutting down and people being refunded to a degree. They just threw a lot of hot mess in there just to throw the trail off, because it had to be somebody high up that knew about this. Because trust me, news like that doesn't leave the top board, I mean, the head of the companies and the high level execs around Stadia, like Phil Harrison probably knew in advance. I'm pretty sure other people were told before the day of, as we've heard scenarios of that, but most people didn't find out until the day of. Stuff like this you keep under wraps, and don't nobody keep stuff under wraps better than Google. So don't feel bad. I would have thought the same thing you thought had I not been told what I was told. But yeah, limited access to so many people, and the product Immersive Stream supposedly is gone. Again, that information, all this information could be wrong, but I was given it by credible sources. So that's what I'm gonna stick with until I hear otherwise. Now somebody could hear this podcast, get online and say, that MM2K is full of shit. This, and that's fine. Then people, at least there's some transparency, because I'm just relaying the information that was given to me. So, but great stuff. But yeah, you're a member, Jeremy. So go check. You're going to want to go check out the last SSC after party, and then check out I think the last SSC podcast. No, the podcast. No. It is the last SSC podcast, I think, where we had the members conversation, and I think names were mentioned there. You're going to want to check that out. All right. Enough about Stadia. Last but not least, I want to get you guys' thoughts on this whole Keystone thing. Like, let's see. So, courtesy of PureXbox.com, the Keystone price point was going to be $100 to $129. How do y'all feel about that? How do y'all feel about that, considering that for Luna, for GFN, for Boosteroid, Blacknut, for Shadow, all you need is an Android device. I've seen people what was that? Get that ONN Android device and play Stadia on there. $20. Microsoft says that they want to give you a streaming stick for $99 to $129 to put xCloud on. What do y'all think about that? And what does that say to you about the status of the technology? I'm just going to say it. And this is not going to bode well with a lot of our listeners. Enough of you have let me know, like MM2K, you're motorboating GFN's marbles too much. Somebody told me that, I was dying. It's like, you've been motorboating GFN's marbles. No, I mean, you know, after Stadia closed down, I gave it a second look, and it's a phenomenal service. I don't want to knock down any other service, but I do have to say this. I think it's time, especially during this period where xCloud really isn't gaining that much traction. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's a huge, it's like a down the middle split of where Stadia gamers are going that are still staying on the cloud. A lot of gamers, and we saw a paratype hint towards this. A lot of Stadia gamers are just going back to hardware. But as far as those that are staying in the cloud, it's like an even split between GFN and xCloud. So I don't want to make it sound like that xCloud isn't doing anything, but its huge push is Fortnite. But I think while they're reevaluating things, Game Pass, now they don't expect more than 15% out of the revenue and all this other stuff. And then now people are looking at the low-hanging fruit of cloud gaming and looking at to make cuts there to deal with this $1 trillion recession. I wonder if this is a perfect time for Xbox to reevaluate their infrastructure. I don't think that this Xbox in the cloud, it's not working. I think in theory, it was supposed to make things easier. But you're already going to have, you're coming out with mid-gen. They're already talking about mid-gen refreshers now. Like, I think what you need is, I think you need to redo your infrastructure. I seriously think that they should buy Shadow. Just buy them out. Buy out Shadow. If xCloud bought out Shadow, then I think it would be game over. Buy out Shadow. Use their infrastructure. And what you do is you rope it into Windows Cloud or 365. And you know, there could be a cloud subscription, $10.99, $14.99. You know, depending, you know, there could be a cloud subscription of just usage of Windows without games. There could be a cloud subscription that only involves games. And then there could be a cloud subscription combo that uses both. Anywhere between what, $24.99. Yeah, about $24.99 to $29.99. You know, if you want the whole gambit, $24.99 or $29.99, I'll give you Xbox 365 in the cloud, solely in the cloud. I think it would be game over. Jeremy Moan says Microsoft buying Shadow PC and just offered cloud desktop computers. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Because that's what Microsoft wanted to do years ago when Steve Ballmer was in charge. Because of piracy and stuff like that. So can you imagine? Yeah. You get a version, you know, they have two tiers. They have tier 1 that's strictly for gaming, tier 2 that's strictly for Windows usage. And then you would have a combo where it would give you the best of tier 1, the best of tier 2 for like $30 a month. With a decent amount of storage space. Like 500 gigs of storage space. You can't beat that with a stick. So that's what I think they would do, Jeremy. I mean, great minds think alike. Yep. There you go. Jeremy, again, I know we make this sound easier than what it is, but I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I really am for saying this. I'm sorry. Look, like, please forgive me for what I'm about to say. Please forgive me. xCloud just isn't cutting it. That hurt even me saying that. It just isn't cutting it. They got the games. They got a business model that's getting, applause. And again, I'm not speaking for anybody else when I say this. Again, there's other contributors, writers here, listeners that listen to that and say, MM2K, you a damn fool. What are you talking about? I love xCloud. My brother, Jack DeSlip, he loves xCloud. He loves it. I feel like, just me, I would say there's no doubt. Like Xbox could do what they want to do, which is stop selling consoles as much as they want, they are. If they were to roll that out and use Shadow's technology, game's over. It's over. Now they're starting to flesh out this Windows store even more. They're getting more and more. The game would be over. It's over. That's just me. And that's what Xbox wants to do. They want to dominate. So because they want to dominate so bad, there you go. That's just me. So, ER Gaming says, I'm on Xbox Cloud at the moment. It's enough for what I play, but it can definitely be better. See, ER doesn't necessarily have to agree with me either. Like I said, a lot of people are at CloudDosage and elsewhere. They're like MM2K. Stop doing the lines before you go live. That's just my thought. But I'm saying it from a position of, and ER is 1,000% right. There's a lot of people that here just heard what I had to say, and they're like, you're doing too much. You're being a little bit too extra. But I'm looking at it from a perspective of Microsoft being the first ones to boldly talk about cloud gaming. Comments like, I don't have to sell you a console. Like, they want to dominate. Xbox wants to dominate the distribution of games. And even though that makes me feel angst as a gamer, as a business person, if you want to dominate, let's dominate, baby. Pull out that checkbook. Especially right now. Like, Shadow's got to be going through some rough moments right now too. I mean, I'm not wishing anything on them. I could be wrong, but this tech sector might be having an issue on Shadow as well. Microsoft, pull out that checkbook, buy the technology. Of course, you got to wait for this whole Activision Blizzard thing, but after that gets settled, I'd give it a month or two, and I'm buying Shadow. I'm buying Shadow, and then I'm wrapping a bow on this, and I'm getting a crown made that says Cloud King, and I'm walking off into the sunset with my billion bags of cash. Yep. No. This is how we have great conversation and other people be inspired by the great interaction. So no, you're doing good. Yep. 15 a month tier 1. I was thinking, you look, great minds think alike. 25 a month, 35 a month tier 3. Yeah. Because I talked about this before. I've been talking about this for a year. People think I just like to hate on an Xbox. No, it's just, if you're having that dominating speech and talking about things that you're going to do, follow through. There's no better way to follow through than for Xbox to, because here's the thing, proposing a $99 to $130 dongle it's not even a winner. It's not even a winning proposal, especially when your competition can play great on $20 dongles. Your GFN definitely has better graphics, but I don't have a Steam library. Yeah, what I would do, because they already got PC Game Pass, I would just, work to make get the Windows versions of those games available and the PC Game Pass, because that's where they think that there's going to be more growth anyway. And just go with Shadow's technology. Hey, if they gave me a game, gave me a Microsoft and Azure backend Shadow PC with an option for unlimited storage, I would absolutely. Like, do you know how many people want powerful PCs, but they don't have $3,000, but they have $50 a month. They'll have up to $50 a month because they spend their whole life on the PC. So that's a premium. That's a premium service for them to get. Yeah, if I'm Microsoft, I'm seriously rethinking doing this whole Xbox server blade things. I'm throwing that away. I'm buying Shadow Blade. I'm getting Phil the pimp, Phil Spence, the real Phil. Please stand up, engraved on a crown, and I'm walking off in the sunset with my bags of money. That's just me. Cold Blood Sensei in the house. It would be great conversation if it wasn't about Xbox. Yeah, they would. Hey, Cold Blood, I got to be honest, they would walk in the sunset if they did do that. Yo, Chariot Man Gaming in the house. Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. Okay, so before I go off the air, shout out to my brother Shawnell. Me and Shawnell had a conversation yesterday. And he kind of was like on the back end of me getting a lot of questions. So he was like, yo, bro, is everything all right? And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, what did you tell you? You're like the third person this week that asked me. He's like, well, I haven't heard from you. And I'm like, oh, no. I'm still doing the damn thing. Put my validation in the house. Good to see you, good brother. Yo. So here's what I want to make people aware of. Okay. I haven't gone anywhere. I'm still here. I'm actually out here more than I ever have been. Let's do this. Let's go to my profile. So I'm on Mastodon too. But you'll really find my tweets and stuff here. Here, let's go to my profile. All right, so I was like, your boy's out here every day still working. We now spreading the love, meaning there's a lot of games coming to cloud gaming, but we got to be honest. Since Stadia has died down, there's less cloud gaming news. Like, you know, that's like big poppin' cloud gaming news. And that's okay. That's all right. Because it just means that you guys get notification of the games and we play the games. That's all I want to do too, is play the games. I don't mind talking too, but I want to get some games in my system to talk about. So if you go here to YouTube, to MM2K Gaming, this is me over here on YouTube. We got shorts over here. I got videos over here. We got videos of God of War coming over here soon too. We got a bunch of stuff releasing over here. So there's mad content over here that you guys need to check out. Like we got the NRO part. We got a new podcast that's focused on mainstream gaming. So a lot of you that are like, oh, MM2K, why is CloudDosage only doing cloud gaming, even though it's called CloudDosage? If y'all want to see console gaming that bad, get your asses over here. We got 2 episodes of the NRO podcast. We also got the NRO Daily, where we talk about little quick snippets of gaming news. I'll let y'all, we got Gods of War streams coming over. We just got a bunch of stuff over there. That's just one place. But here's the home of the Hard Knock Gaming channel. When you hear me say, you know, if you like what you heard, you can find me here at Hard. Here's the Hard Knock Digital Culture. That's the Twitch channel. We got a lot of stuff over there over the last few days. We've been killing it over there. Our God of War stream from last night. Let's put that up on there. Uh-oh. It's a damn commercial. Hold on. I don't want to get in trouble. We got to wait for this. Twitch will kill you with the damn commercials. They got to stop that, man. Like as soon as you click on something in the damn. All right, but here goes our God of War stream. We did a whole hour of God of War. Great fidelity over there. Sean L wasn't over for that part. And Cold Blood Sensei was disappointed I didn't see you over there. But we was playing greatness over there. Look at that. Getting our God of War on. PlayStation 5. Then for those of my friends that are anime freaks, we got a podcast that's dedicated to Bleach. It's a Bleach spoiler cast where we go over the different episodes of Bleach. I can't show it here because for some reason Viz Media keeps flagging it when I try to bring it over to YouTube, so I can't show it here. All right, so that's just a sample of the stuff that we got going. And then we got game streams over there. Then of course there's CloudDosage News, where of course we have our regular content on CloudDosage News, but don't forget we got our shorts. So there's a lot of shorts that we're doing over here, even when the cloud news is slow. We got xCloud news. We got GeForce Now news, SSC podcasts, and so forth. So check us out over there, but definitely don't forget about the booming, and when I say booming, I mean booming, CloudDosage streams. We got a lot of content over there too. So many shorts, videos, crazy 4K. Look at this video is sick. This video that we did of Outriders, like it's sick. I just want to show y'all some of it. Look at this. Look at that fidelity. That's sick. We're doing stuff every day. So there's 4 different channels. There's MM2K Gaming on YouTube, Mighty Most 2000 on Twitch, and then there's the 2 CloudDosage stream videos. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put this in the chat so y'all can bookmark this. So I'm dropping mad content. I'm dropping more content over the last 2 weeks than I've been in a while. It's just we're spreading the love. You know what I mean? Because I'm covering all sectors of gaming. I'm doing CloudDosage. You know, we might have a video or a podcast. And then I'm still doing my thing with you know, in a row podcast with the game streams. There's a lot of content out there. Y'all just got to be in tune when I be putting these tweets out here. I get it. Y'all be trying to get into these raffles. And also don't forget, if you become a member, you're going to be part of our raffle this month. But in our raffles for a $50 gift card to your platform of choice, I get y'all try to get these raffles everywhere, but y'all missing out on the core content. Don't miss out. So I ain't go nowhere. We doing it more. We got a little bit of everything for everybody. All right. Just so you guys are aware. I like the old saying goes, you don't know what you got till it's gone. It's pretty evident that Stadia was a key. Yeah, yep. It sure was. I can say this for sure, that it's leaving the stage has really affected how much. Yeah, that is true. That is true, Jeremy. Totally agree. And that's what I mean about GFN, says ER Gaming. Performance is amazing from what I see. Still haven't played on the platform yet. Yeah, man. Oh, man. Yeah. Like it's a, here's one thing that they've done that's better. Like if you game on it regularly, dealing with the UI isn't so cumbersome because it like caches a lot of your information. It's when you don't game on it regularly, or if you don't game on it regularly and you're trying to do it like on a mobile phone. Oh man, that can be, but it's not as bad. They've gotten a lot better because they've integrated like your Ubisoft, your Steam, your Epic. You know what I'm saying? They integrated those into your ID so you can bypass a lot of the login. It's just mainly the biggest problems is when you're trying to game on a TV or when you're trying to game on a mobile device where you need the point clicker if the UI is being cumbersome. But you know, once you get it to cache all your information, then yeah, like I was getting in Division 2 today, just hopping in and out like it was nothing. But look at that fidelity, man. Y'all missing it, man. So join us. I put the link, bookmark that link on Twitter, and also I'm on Mastodon too. Let me see if I can find my Mastodon. Let me get my Mastodon link. Here we go. Here goes my Mastodon link. We're over there. Because look, man, I ain't trying. Look, I'm not going to get political. Y'all know, y'all don't want me for my political views. So I get it. I don't care about the political view. I'm looking at Twitter right now. And I've seen this before. It ain't got nothing to do with political views. Some people are too smart for their own damn good. And they just start pulling, like, what does this mean? They start pulling levers and they start, and I don't know what the state of it. So just in case, you know, I've seen comments about, oh, Mastodon seems too left. Look, the server that I'm in, everybody's just talking about games. There's no political stuff whatsoever. People are just talking about games. So that's what I like. So go check it out. Check me out on Mastodon if you're going over there. You can check me out on Twitter. But y'all got to pay attention to the tweets, man. And and here's another thing too, where y'all be missing out a lot. Because here's what's be happening, and I get it. Squid will go live in the morning. This has been happening ever since we had the morning show. Squid will go live in the morning. A lot of people are at work. So they're like, okay, they save it for later. They're like, oh, I'll check out Squid later. You know what I'm saying? Because Squid will have so many people watching, but most of his views come in when people come home. The way Google looks at that is, oh, you don't like being notified when new stuff happens. So they automatically toggle off your bell. Or they mess with your bell and make it inactive, even if it's toggled on. What you guys got to do is, if you're not getting these notifications, you got to toggle that bell off and toggle it back on so you get these notifications. Because a lot of times people tell me, I didn't know you dropped that video. I didn't know you go live, and y'all missed out on a lot of this stuff. And especially if you're a member, because we be having a lot of conversations that I ain't comfortable having out in the public as far, because I don't want to spill too much tea publicly. If you're a member, you're not getting your full money's worth if you're not getting the notifications. So make sure you toggle that bell off and toggle it back on if you're not getting the notification, because we out here every day. We're out here at least with a short. There's a video from us every day. It's either a short, a CDO daily, a podcast, or all three. Like in about an hour and 30 minutes, we got another video coming out today. We just didn't have a short today. So just so everybody's aware that we're out here. All right. So with that said, I appreciate all of y'all. That looks beautiful, man. That looks beautiful. With that said, I appreciate all of y'all. It's called Chill Times with Squid. It's chill time. It's the morning. Well, it's not the morning for you, Cold Blood, but it's the morning over here. That's the whole purpose of the show, is chill time. I heard it's like Discord. I mean, yeah, people just get, what I'm used to is people just get right to the point. So, and Vet, thank you for following me on Twitch. All right, y'all, gotta get out of here. Till next time, have a wonderful